This team has captured the imagination of a sporting nation.
Women's sport is truly having its moment.
In behind.
But despite our football fever, females are still fighting for better pay.
What a finish!
A former Matilda lashing out this week.
Albanese keeps talking about this freaking public holiday. How about you just fracking fund our sport properly?
The Matildas making a stand in the lead up to the Cup.
We've come a long way in a short time.
But we're not stopping now.
This is our legacy.
How's this for a fun fact? Last year, the Socceroos went down to Argentina in the first knockout round. Yet, they still pocketed more prize money than the winner of the Women's World Cup will. And while a deal with Football Australia guarantees the Tillies get the same minimum percentage of prize money as the Socceroos, the female World Cup kitty is a fraction of the men's, so their winnings are very different.
FIFA will still only offer women 1/4 as much prize money as men for the same achievement.
Other countries like Canada, Nigeria and England are still fighting for their own pay deals.
We want women's football to be in a better place, and not just for ourselves but for the future of the game.
Jamaica have the lead!
While Jamaica's Reggae Girls, the first Caribbean team to ever make the top 16, had to crowdfund their way to the World Cup.
The biggest night in Jamaican history!
FIFA says it's working on it.
And our objective is to reach the equal pay situation in the next World Cup.
Blaming TV networks for not paying enough for the women's broadcast rights, despite European viewership doubling since the 2015 Cup.
We need to generate these revenues, and they should help us, because otherwise we'll simply not sell these rights.
But broadcast rights are just one part of the equation. The prize pool is also funded by merch and attendance, both of which the women are absolutely dominating. Before they even stepped foot on field, the Matildas had sold more jerseys than the Socceroos managed before, during and after their tournament. And as for attendance, more fans attended the women's opening game in Australia than the men's in Qatar, forcing the Matildas opener to a bigger stadium to meet the demand.
How fortunes can change quickly.
So is it time we backed our women with our bucks, not just our barracking? And could this tournament prove a turning point in the fight for equality?
This is our legacy. This is our legacy. This is our legacy.
Well, let's hope so. Michelle Heyman is the A-League Women's all-time leading goal scorer, former Matilda as well. Michelle, great to see you. Let's just put this all in perspective. 2015 World Cup, you got into the quarterfinals after knocking out Brazil. How much did you take home as a result of that tournament?
You really want to know?
Yeah, I really want to know.
So it was the big $750.
Seriously?
Yeah, it wasn't anything good back then. And it's nice to see, you know, there's a little bit of change in the last 8 years. But yeah, that's what we all brought home each, was the big 750.
So when you see our entire nation get behind the Matildas like we're doing during this incredible World Cup, how frustrating is it for you to know that it is still so unequal, even if it is a bit better?
Yeah, like it's kind of funny. I have people asking me, you know, when I'm out on the streets, like, how good is this? It's so nice to see women finally getting paid. And then I kind of just have to knock them down a little bit, because, you know, there's zero equality still within the game. I think we're getting paid 4 to 5 times less than what the men are for the World Cup. So it has come a long way in the last 8 years since my World Cup, but in the same side of things, it's still so far away from equality.
Misha, I was at the World Cup in France in 2019. I watched the Matildas, the stadiums, they were half full. You know, they weren't heaving like what we've seen here across the country and in New Zealand to a similar extent. What can you put your finger on to what's happening in Australia right now that's really shot the lights out?
I think it's just the marketing. It was really well marketed, and you know, you got to see the Matildas constantly before the World Cup even started, and I think that just helps, you know, recognise who we are as people and as players, and that helps get, you know, people into the games.
Michelle, it's got to be more than the marketing. We're a bloody great side.
That too. Yeah. We've always been great, and that's the funny thing. You know, we were ranked 4th in the world back when I went to the World Cup, and we're currently 10th. So, you know, we were even better back then, but
Sorry,
it just,
are you
we
throwing
didn't have the
shade
support.
on the
We didn't have the
Matildas in the middle
people.
of the World Cup?
Never. They're my girls, they're my team, but we all know it. I think, you know, you can see the difference within, you know, companies jumping on board, everyone's supporting the Matildas, but you know, 10 years ago, there was none of that.
And we just heard the FIFA president say that there'll be equal prize money by the next World Cups in 2027. Do you believe Gianni?
I hope so. Like, we've got to get it in writing, get him to sign something on that because it needs to be. Yeah, seriously, because we deserve it. We train just as hard. So I hope he puts, that down in writing and the girls finally get what we deserve because, if we have that, then football is going to change forever within Australia.
Michelle, tomorrow is quite a big day. Can we do it?
100%.
Yes.
I'm so stoked for the girls. I can't wait. We've got this. They're all seem really pumped. They're ready for it. And, it's in Brisbane, smaller crowd, but it's a closer crowd. They're going to be feeling, that whole atmosphere. And I know Australia's all behind them and, we're the extra man. So it's going to be incredible. I'm pumped. I can't wait. They've got this.
Please show us what your victory dance will look like.
Oh, it's always this one.
Yes,
Michelle, thanks for your time. Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited about tomorrow night, but I'm more excited that my nieces and nephews are growing up in a world where women's sport is getting 75,000 people into a stadium. That's so exciting to see.
It's very exciting to be part of this, witnessing it.
It is incredible. And I know what you say, nieces and nephews. I think it has that incredible breakthrough where boys are saying, I want to be a Matilda. And that is absolutely fantastic, where sport is now non-gender. They're doing an incredible job.
Can I see your victory dance?
My victory dance? You know what my victory dance looks like, Hamish. I can't do it. All right, fine, I'll do it.
Yes, Sue.